Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue to read Psalm. I'm going to read Psalm 110. I'm going to read it. Psalm 110 of David, a psalm. The Lord says to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. The Lord will extend your mighty scepter from Zion. You will rule in the midst of your enemies. Your troops will be willing on your day of battle, arrayed in holy majesty from the womb of the dawn. You will receive the dew of your youth. The Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are praised forever in the order of Melchizedek. The Lord is at your right hand. He will crush kings on the day of his wrath. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead, and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. He will drink from a brook beside the way, therefore he will lift up his head. So this is Psalm 110. It's not long, and we know the author was by David, but we do not know the time or circumstances when or at what circumstances David wrote this piece, Psalm 110. But in general, the tone of this psalm really the praise. I think praise the God, how wonderful, majestic of this God he believed. The Lord says to my Lord. So the Lord, the four letters are capitalized, L-O-R-D, and says to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. This quoted. These are the inside of the quotation mark. So this is what God said. Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. So probably, if from my imagine, probably this before he became king. This is probably the promise for the Israel people, whoever the Lord was at that time. And there's above this Lord, there's another Lord, the real belief. The Lord will extend your mighty scepter from Zion. You will rule in the midst of your enemies. Your troops will be willing on your day of battle, arrayed in holy majesty. From the womb of the dawn, you will receive the dew of your youth. So this is saying how wonderful this God, L-O-R-D, capital letter, wrote this L-O-R-D, the Lord, will extend your mighty scepter from Zion. You will rule in the midst of your enemies, so you will claim victory toward your enemies. And your troops will be willing on the day of battle, and your troops will just fight without any reservation. Arrayed in holy majesty from the womb of the dawn, and will receive the dew of your youth. So this is saying that the army will fight on behalf of God or majesty. The Lord has sworn. The Lord is again L-O-R-D, capital letter, and will not change his mind. And then quoted again, you are praised forever in the order of Melchizedek. So this is saying that the God is already like the covenant between people and the God will not change. Will continue to say you are praised forever in the order of Melchizedek. This Melchizedek actually was mentioned previously, before the Abraham. I think even earlier than that. Just the God they believe actually. The Lord is at your right hand. Or this Melchizedek is not God, but it's very, very powerful. So that I think it's represented as a power here. So you are a priest forever in the order of this Melchizedek, this super powerful. The Lord is at your right hand. He will crush kings on the day of his wrath. So this is saying the Lord, the L-O-R-D again is not capital, just the L-O-R-D is at your right hand, the Lord. He will crush kings on the days of his wrath. So this Lord, which refers to the ruler of this Israelite, whoever that is, did not say, will crush the kings on the day of his wrath. So this Lord will crush the other kings. This ruler will crush the other rulers. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. So this Lord, chosen by the Lord, this ruler chosen by the God they believe, will rule over the whole nation, whole earth. He will drink from a brook beside the way, and therefore he will lift up his head. So this means he will drink from a brook beside the way, and therefore he will lift up his head. So that means this has the authority, can drink from anywhere available. I think it's from brook beside the way. That's my understand. On the way there will be supply all the time. Can really summon anything, and therefore he will lift up his head. So we always lift up his head and to rule. So this is Psalm 110. Since it is a psalm, it's kind of in the form of poem. Particularly we do not know the time when this psalm was written, but we just sense the tone of this psalm is really strong faith. Believe this Lord, L-O-R-D, which was written in the capital letter, and also this Lord gave the power to the L-O-R-D, which is not a capital letter, the ruler. So this is from my imagination, probably this is referring to him or Saul, either one, or his son. So we know the three rulers around his time, or before him it was Saul, after him was Solomon. So we do not know the circumstances in this ruler, who is this ruler. But anyway, the promise from God is like it's not changed. It's mentioned here. The promise of God, L-O-R-D, which is the capital letter written, which is specific the belief they have, is not going to change. So the Israelites in David's mind is always the chosen one by the Lord they believe. So that Lord will always go with them. Just represented here as the Lord will go out with the ruler of this nation and rule over the other nations on the earth. So this is about Psalm 110, relatively short. Without knowing the circumstances or time, we just know the author. But from this we see the strong faith, just emphasize the chosen from this sovereign Lord, chosen the king to rule over other nations, and always be with them, and it's not going to be changed. So that's the Psalm 110 for today. I'm going to stop here. So I hope you can read and interpret in your own way. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.